Greetings, folks. Day 6, the three-legged race to the RS update. The first debate tonight, but still no truth from Big Jim Gavin. The first presidential debate hits the airwaves tonight at 10 p.m. on Virgin Media 1 with Kieran Cuddihy hosting The Tonight Show. Three party-backed candidates, Catherine Connolly, Jim Gavin and Heather Humphreys, will face off in what's been billed as the big kickoff. Yesterday, Big Jim Gavin launched his Fianna Fáil campaign at Dublin's EXO building, flanked by Micheál Martin and the GAA hero. He paid tribute to his wife Jennifer, the rock of the family, and promised to speak for both sides of Ireland in pursuit of the common good. But folks, that's all very grand and polished, but there was no mention of the alleged affairs swirling around Big Jim. No statement, no denial, no attempt to clear his name or the names of the girls and ladies unfairly dragged into this rumour hill of a circus. Now, Big Jim Gavin, if you have nothing to hide, do the right thing. Come out and clear your name, but above all, clear theirs. Let's be honest, we've seen this movie before. Remember Bill Clinton when the Monica Lewinsky scandal broke? He stood there in front of the cameras and said, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky." Well, turns out that he had a different definition of relations. Then came the famous blue dress. And the truth. Bill got impeached, not for the act, but for the lie. So, Big Jim Gavin, my advice to you, straight from the kingdom. You're going for a seat in Áras an Uachtaráin, not a poolside lounger in the Playboy mansion. The Irish people deserve to know the truth before they can cast a vote. And take it from me and history, that the more you try to bury a story, the more it blows up. And as for Micheál Martin thinking that every diehard in Fianna Fáil voter will fall in line, well, grassroots Fianna Fáil here in Kerry have already told me that they're giving their number one to Heather of Orange. You couldn't make this shit up. It's like watching the three-legged race where no one knows who's carrying who, but everyone's heading for a fall. Now let's talk numbers, folks. Heather Humphreys has forked out €11,194 of you, the Irish taxpayers' money, on Facebook and Instagram ads in a single month. That's 4 times what Catherine Connolly and Jim Gavin spent combined. And all that money trying to buy unity and community when the dog on the street knows you can't buy authenticity. Meanwhile, I've spent 0, and yet I've over 2 million viewers on YouTube with over 8,500 subscribers of real people, over 35 million views on TikTok, millions of views on Facebook, X, Instagram and LinkedIn. No PR team, no spin doctors, just me, my phone and the truth. You can't buy raw talent. You can't replicate authenticity. And you can't silence a voice that speaks from the heart of Ireland. While you, the taxpayers' money, is going into ads and advisors, I'm reaching the real people organically, honestly and powerfully. That's what terrifies them. But because when the people wake up, no amount of money or media or manipulation can stop the truth from breaking through. The three-legged race to the RS is heating up, folks. But remember, it's not about who has the flashiest launched or the biggest check. It's about who has the courage, the heart and the truth. And in that race, I'm running for you. Day 35 of the National Healthcare Emergency Update. Lives lost, warnings ignored, whistleblower from Charleville silenced as food safety crisis deepens. Today marks day 35 of Ireland's ongoing national health emergency, as I continue to expose the shocking failures in our food safety system and demand accountability for the preventable deaths linked to listeria poisoning and unsafe food practices. I've now received official correspondence from the Office of the Protective Disclosures Commission confirming that my report of wrongdoing has been formally transmitted to the CEO of the Food Safety Authority of Ireland. This report concerns allegedly serious allegations of alleged mice infestation at Lidl's Ireland's warehouse and distribution centres, including Newbridge, County Kildare, and wider systematic failures in pest control and hygiene standards across Lidl's national operations. It also raises grave concerns about Ballymaguire Foods, where contaminated products have already been linked to allegedly confirmed deaths from Listeria poisoning since July 2025. The Commissioner has confirmed that the Chief Executive of the Food Safety Authority is the appropriate prescribed person to handle this report. This means the Food Safety Authority of Ireland is legally bound to act. But how many more warnings must be issued and how many more people must die before Ireland's food regulators are held to account? I can now also reveal that whistleblower Dennis O'Callaghan from Charleville in County Cork, who courageously tried to expose serious food safety violations more than a decade ago, was silenced by a gagging injunction obtained by Pat the Baker and nearly lost his own life. 10 years later, his legal team is preparing to challenge and lift this injunction to finally let the truth be told. But in that time, 2 lives have already been lost from Listeria poisoning. These deaths were avoidable, and yet no accountability, no transparency and no urgency from the authorities tasked with protecting public health. This is not, folks, just a food safety issue. This is a national scandal and emergency. It's about cover-up, regulatory failure and a broken system that places corporate interests above human life. The Irish people deserve answers. Immediate public disclosure of all contamination reports, a national inquiry into the deaths linked to Listeria, full inspections of Lidl warehouses and Ballymaguire Foods facilities, and protection for all whistleblowers, past and present. Every day that passes is another day of risk to Irish families. We cannot and will not stay silent. This is a fight for truth, for justice, and for the lives already lost. The truth, folks, will come out, and Ireland will know who failed to act. Grab your popcorn, turn off Fair City and Coronation Street, because tonight's show is going to make Line of Duty looks like Ross Naroon, starring Captain Kieran Kelly, Rachel Quinn, and special guest Michael Lowry's handwriting. This morning, Captain Kieran Kelly has dropped an explosive video that's shaking the foundations of Irish justice, politics, and possibly the stationery department of Tulsa. Here's the plot twist. In 2018, Rachel Quinn from Templemore, County Tipperary, was allegedly placed under state surveillance. Fast forward, Captain Kieran Kelly now claims that Michael Lowry, yes, that Michael Lowry, resurrected old intelligence files on Rachel and allegedly used them to falsify state records, including TUSLA document and court instructions. And the smoking gun. Captain Kieran Kelly says he's holding a document with handwriting that's a 96% match to Michael Lowry's own, verified by a handwriting expert. Now the $1 million question is, how did Michael Lowry's handwriting end up on Tulsa files in a custody dispute? You couldn't write this script if you tried, unless you're Michael Lowry, allegedly. Captain Kieran Kelly isn't stopping there. He's promising to post the document later today on his social media platform, along with a podcast bombshell with James Conway. No holding back, no filters, no RTE spin. Meanwhile, Rachel Quinn, the mother at the heart of this, has been forced to flee the country with her 2 children, seeking international protection because she fears for their lives. This is Ireland 2025, folks, where mothers are fleeing the country and politicians are allegedly moonlighting as document forgers. I'll also be releasing the full interview I did with Rachel Quinn back on May the 8th, where she bravely shared the Tusla documents, GSOC files, and the handwriting analysis confirming the match. I am pleading now with the Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan, and the Garda Commissioner, Justin Kelly, to treat this as a matter of national urgency. Because when a mother has to flee Ireland in 2025 with her children, it's not just a scandal, it's a national disgrace. Captain Kieran Kelly has said today is D-Day for the Irish government. He's about to drop 42,000 documents, launch the podcast of the decade, and turn the political circus into a full-blown truth carnival. So Ireland, buckle up. The truth is coming faster than an RTE pay rise. The popcorn's hot, the lights are down, and the curtains are rising on the Banana Republic Chronicles. Stay tuned, stay brave, stay Irish. Céad míle fáilte to the truth. Gur míle maith agaibh.